Afternoon, ACAA fans. Welcome to ACAA.tv. I'm Dave Tingley, joining you from the new home of the Mounties here on the campus of Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick, for a matchup today between the Mount Allison Mounties and the UNBSJ Seawolves. I have company fans. I'm not talking to myself today. I got Joe Hubley on the call with me. How you doing today, Joe?
I'm doing great, Dave. I know we, in the past, had a revered color commentator in Peyton.
Did we? Yes, did we ever?
Big shoes to fill.
Oh, boy. And a miss early there. Now they won the tip. Reese Nowlin, though, on the miss. We'll set you up with the details of the standings and where everybody sits here and recent results here in a minute. UNBSJ still looking for their first win of the season. Hannah Grossman over there in the corner playing catch. The three from the corner is long from Jenny Cripps. So there's a new lineup here today. Some missing people in the lineup that you'll notice, fans. We'll get to that in a second as well, as Tori James, a little long on that three. Rebounded inside by Jillian Mumford. It's going to stay with it's going to go back, to UNBSJ. Mount A won the tip. So a couple of girls out here today, Joe, that normally would be in the starting lineup, and Abby Miller and Sophie Trail.
Yeah, they've been having great seasons too. It's good to take that load management, make sure they're getting
the load management, exactly.
You know how it is. They have to make sure they're in full swing for the playoffs.
Yeah, a little bit banged up for sure, Sophie and Abby. So got to take some. They need to take some games off here, get those bumps and bruises settled. Reese Nowlin on the nice take, up and in for two, and crooked numbers on the board now for the Mounties, and creating a turnover there is Maddie Greatorex. And Joe, one thing you'll notice up close and personal now, like on the broadcast, is the defense of Maddie, number 7 for the Mounties. One of the best in the business in this league for sure.
Fantastic, and comfortable guarding 1 through 5, all positions on the floor, on the perimeter or in the post. She's high energy, athletic, and everything you want in a good defender.
Yeah, absolutely. The long arms.
For sure.
She shuts things down, and you're right, 1 through 5, but her best skill on the defensive end of many is containing the dribble.
Oh,
Nobody beats her off the dribble. And if they do, she makes sure it doesn't happen again.
Amen.
So SJ now. Still looking for their first win on the season. They've played a couple of pretty good tight games lately. They just can't. They're very, very young, and they just can't score. They've not shot the ball well, but guess who's shooting the ball well for the Mounties, and that's Reese Nowlin. They were a little scared Reese wouldn't get back with her knee injury, Joe, but she's back and looking a little bit more like herself as this game starts, sitting in the starting lineup.
Very comfortable off the jump shot. It's good to have a steady shooter like that on your team.
Yeah, steady's the word for her, as inside goes Bailey Henderson. Talented young player for SJ. Long, can shoot the ball a little bit, can defend. But yeah, Reese, some people considered, before her knee injury, considered her Mount A's best player. Mumford hustles it down and gets it to the corner. That's a miss there by another new entry into the starting lineup. That's Lauren Furlong. She's been playing extremely well lately, has Lauren, and that's going to be a travel. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. They do give you a little leeway. Even on the sidelines, you can move kind of a foot back and forth. A lot of people think you have to keep both your feet on the ground out of bounds on the sidelines. You don't. You can move them a little bit. It's not a travel until you travel too far out of that box. And she traveled a little far out of that box. Shooting the ball well has been Furlong. She misses that one, but run down to the corner. Greatorex. A little too aggressive there in the corner was Jenny Cripps. So I'll set the lineups here for you, fans. It's starting in for UNBSJ. It's Hannah Grossman, their only veteran, really, 5th-year player at Riverview. It's Keely Black as Reese Nowlin. It's the Reese Nowlin show. Reese 7, UNBSJ 2 here. Early, she's coming out red hot. Brenna McKenzie, that's a first-year guard out of Hansport, Nova Scotia. She's very, very talented. And there's Henderson, previously mentioned. So that's your 5 for SJ. Henderson. Oh, boy, that was a difficult one, Joe. I haven't made that shot ever.
I think we should have time. We'll get a couple hook shots.
All right, we'll practice, you and I. Oh, nice pass. Wasn't finished, but nice. Oh, she was a little too. She hadn't established herself back in bounds yet, had Furlong. Good hustle from Jillian Mumford, and Jillian Mumford, a deep front court for Mount A. Oh, it's another. The magic first quarter continues for Nallen. She drops a dime on Tori Janes. And the finish, how about Reese Nallen? 7 points and a dime here of the 9 points. All of them are hers. She created that one off the steal. Now Henderson, handoff. Cripps, can't find anybody coming to meet his Grossman. Oh, nice look inside, but shut down in there by Mumford. And Janes back the other way comes Furlong. She can't get it to go, but she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws.
And Dave, we're seeing fantastic speed and transition here. There's just the poise and the way that the Mounties are carrying themselves right now. They're in the driver's seat for this game, only a 5-point lead, but the way Reese Nallen's shooting, some defense by Maddie Greatorex and the rest of the team, it's been definitely them in the driver's seat.
Well, you talk about transition. They can play at this pace when they don't always play. They can play at any pace. Can the Mounties? They can play because they've got 15 good players. They've got this league. You can only play 12. They have 3 players sitting every game that could be playing easily anywhere else in this league for any team. That's the depth that they have, so they can play super fast. They can slow you down if they need to. They can play big. They can play small. So it's a luxury that Coach Chase has on that bench. Go anywhere he wants. And he comes fast and furious with the subs. We've already seen 2 subs here waiting to get in. Is Danielle Alexander. She'll check in at the next whistle. Nicely done. Mumford, you see that screen she set for Furlong to get to the hoop. Smart play by Mumford. Inside, spinning Laura Prekash into the game. Pardon me, that's Ava Smith, pardon me. For the Seawolves, she's into the game. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So 12-4 here early. Here comes this deep and talented Mount A front court. You bring Philbrick and Alexander off the bench. That's probably the starting front court for a lot of the teams in the league too. So, just a bevy of options up front and in the backcourt for Coach Chase.
And credit to the Seawolves. I mean, they're down now 7 after that first foul shot made at the line. Shooting a second now. Credit to the Seawolves. They are down a 7-point deficit, now 6 points, but they are still keeping themselves in this game. They're looking like they're just having a bit of miscommunication on the offensive end. They could slow it down a little bit, make some smarter plays, I think.
Yeah, well, the key for them is not turning it over, but that's as Alexander takes it in and gets hit. The key for them as a young team is always don't turn the ball over. That's one, right? And that's they do turn the ball over too much, but that's what you get with a young team. If they can keep, we talked about it before the game, if they can keep this group together.
Yes.
They've got a lot of first and second year players that are talented, that have a bright future. A lot of these players would be sitting and learning on the bench with other teams. They'd be on the rosters for sure, but they'd be sitting and watching, learning from the 3rd, 4th, 5th year girls, right? They don't have the luxury at UNBSJ. They've only got 1 5th-year senior. They got to play all these young kids, and so it's learning on the fly, right?
Exactly. A lot of raw talent, a great young group, but it's just having that maturity on the bench to learn from. It does them wonders.
And to keep them around and together is nice pull up there from Brenna McKenzie. Now this press break from Mount A. Really making things easy on their offense, breaking that press so easy. Missed 3 from the top there from Janes, running it down in the corner. Was Samard new onto the floor for the Mounties. She's been a valuable member off the bench, as has every single player on this team. Hillary Shea, haven't seen her play in a little bit. She's been banged up. She's back in the lineup today, helping out with the injuries. Alexander, good defense, good box out, good pass. Hillary Shea on the run. She can't finish. There's Philbrick. She can't collect. Smith can. And back come the Seawolves. That's Laura Prekash, number 12. She is in the game. Another winding up for another jump shot. That's one's long from McKenzie. Back to the Mounties. Good box out.
We're seeing the Mounties in transition really, really have a great pace on offense, making fantastic outlet passes. They're getting the length of the court in almost 1 to 2 passes and setting themselves up for an easy bucket. Right here, we're seeing it, these outlet passes, out for the easy shots. We could see the Seawolves maybe try and do the same and stop forcing these jump shots.
Yeah, that's a nice move inside from James, but you're right. It doesn't just result in layups sometimes, breaking that press so easy. Even if the Seawolves get back in transition, they're stuck scrambling. So that's what happened there. 1, 2, 3 passes. Easy foray into the lane for James. She's going to the line for 2 free throws. So we talked about the front court. The back court is the same situation for the Mounties. You go to the bench and you got, the backcourt rotation. It's an embarrassment of riches, really. I mean, even with Sophie Trail hurt, you got Samaraj, you got Hillary Shays, you got Lauren Furlong stepping into the starting lineup. We haven't seen Katie Feasby yet. I'm sure she'll be off the bench here before long. So it's like the embarrassment of riches. And really, they thought at the start of the year that they were the favorites on the girls' end of the ACAA. The first of the year, tough with them playing not in this gym. With this gym being done, having to go to elementary schools and middle schools. But they really fought through that well, and now they are on a good run here to start the second half. Shea now up ahead of the field. She's going to pull it back out. Smart. Tori Janes now using the screen from Philbrick. Philbrick, it's not there. Alexander swings it back to Shea. Now Philbrick's got an easy one. She kicks it out, though. Yeah, that should have been a shot. Spent a little too long in there. Yeah, and her coach is saying, hey, look at the rim. Yeah, she had an easy kind of turnaround over the left shoulder one, did Samara, but she passed it up. Too unselfish, Joe. Too unselfish.
I admire the extra passes. I'm always that kind of guy, but yeah, sometimes you got to get aggressive in that post and take some shots, get some contact, get to the line.
McKenzie finding, that was Lexi Howerlick, new into the game for SJ. She missed a 3. 16-8 Mounties, 3:21 clock moving first quarter here from Sackville, New Brunswick. Thanks for joining us on ACAA TV. Greater X. Oh, back rim, that looked good all the way, but a little too long. Good hustle over there from Samard. Wasn't able to knock it, or was she able to knock it off of? She was. They just pointed the wrong direction initially.
Greater X more than comfortable with that shot. I still like that jump shot. Coming off, I believe, a 15-point performance against the St. Thomas University Tommies. So
yeah, let's talk a little about that performance. That was not a basketball game in the first half. That was more like a rugby game. But it settled in the second, turned into basketball, and Mount A really, really outplayed the Tommies. And that's not an easy feat up there in that gym up there in Stu. Greater X now, she's got 7. She pushes, nice pass, wide open. Smart in the corner, not good. Good offense though for the Mounties, good shot every time. Pushing the pace now is Prikash. She turns it over. Shea now. Amelia Mitchell on the floor, also number 12 for Mount A. When you're 5th big off the bench is Amelia Mitchell, you're doing well. Greater X, that looked on target too, but long as well. So 16-8 Mounties, 2:20 first quarter. I love what SJ is doing, pushing the pace. That's more.
There you go.
Yes, absolutely. That's more what they need to do when they get into a half-court situation, especially with this active Mounties defense. That's not going to be as effective, I don't think, as getting them out on the run. And that was Henderson off the feed from McKenzie. Mitchell, good kick out. There's Samard, and that one's good from deep. Caitlin Samard, all net, rips the cords from three-point land, now causes a turnover on the defensive side. Laura Prikash wasn't able to come to that ball and secure it. Good denial there by Samard. Samard's going to check out. Now we got timeout.
Yeah, and I think on this timeout, the Seawolves are definitely going to talk about what we were just mentioning, Dave. Just pushing that pace, especially in transition. They can make these quick outlet passes, easy jump shots. Always be thinking one step ahead. You don't get into the offensive zone and then start looking around, Be moving around, make these easy passes, find an easy shot. And it's only a 9-point deficit. They could tie this game up at the end of this first quarter. Lots of basketball to play.
Yeah, this last 2 minutes of the quarter and a half, we always talk about the trailing team wanting to win that last 2 minutes, get a little bit of a positive momentum going into that second quarter. So We'll talk a little bit about the standings there, fans. The Mount still on top. The cursed Mount still on top of the standings with a 10-2 record. Mount A, 9-2. Big win by the girls here against the Mount last weekend. Huge win, 2-point win. Super exciting game against the number 2 at the time ranked Mount St. Vincent Mystics. Mount A moved up into the top 10 in the national rankings this week, well deserved, with a 9-2 record, half game ahead of Holland at 9-3. Stu fell to 8-5. That was a huge win for the Mounties, getting to that 9th win, dropping Stu to the 5th loss. And we see UKC, Crandall, and then UNBSJ here at the bottom of the standings, still looking for their first win, 0-11 on the season. Like I say, they've played a couple of much better games of late. It's been on the offensive end that they've looked a little better. That's going to be an offensive foul by the looks of things. Yep. Moving screen there.
Yeah, and Dave, if you're the Seawolves and you're looking at that standing, still looking for your first win, it's easy to sort of get desperate, but you can't let that momentum turn into desperation. You got to stay poised in this game and just learn to take control rather than start looking helpless out there.
Yeah, you know what? Well, that's just it. It can get to you mentally, and these are kids, right? Like you're a young guy, you know it. You're not.
I'm in with the kids, Dave.
Yeah,
I know
you're right. Lexi Howerlook, by the way, with a great finish there for SJ. But I mean, they're still 20-year-olds, 18, 20, 20. Oh, what a feed there. Couldn't secure it, could Mitchell. And UNBSJ has another break opportunity, and they're going to take it. They're going to score. Lexi Howerlook, again for SJ, back to 5, like you said. This could easily become a game.
Yeah, the energy feels more potent.
Yep.
They feel more intense and poised on the court.
Yeah, SJ really playing hard. Oh, securing that position. Oh, yeah, I was going to say, little late whistle. Mitchell turning over her right shoulder with that lefty hook. She gets hit. She's going to go to the line. So this will be a game where Ryan Chase hoping that this could be a comfortable game where he can play all of his players. You know, he's already missing a couple of starters. He can play everybody, but in this league, you can't take anybody for granted. Like I say, SJ's played a lot better lately. They got talented players. You see when they play with a pace, how much offensive firepower they have when they're playing. Key for them is play solid defensively, keep the Mounties. Right now, you're playing at an 80, 90-point pace. SJ's not going to be able to score with them at that pace all game. They're going to have to do a better job defensively to frustrate the Mounties, keep them in the 60 range.
Exactly. If you're the Seawolves, you almost want to take advantage of some of that last
Howerlook
great
on
offensive
fire.
Great offensive play. And you want to take advantage of having a couple Mountie starters out, almost get them on the back foot, and it's really important. 4-point deficit now. They brought it back going into the second quarter.
They broke that press easily, though. Oh, just on that catch. Unfortunate. Emma Roberts, the freshman, wasn't able to pull that in without stepping on lunch. The pass was a little high from Greatorex. And SJ now can keep it for the final shot of this quarter. Bring it down even lower than 5. Attacking now is Maddie Baker. Finds Howerlook, who's been hot lately. Now Cripps is going to have to create. She's going to get to the line with 2.9 left.
Smart play.
And the SJ boys over there waiting for their turn to play. They're loving it in that corner.
Really smart play. Get the contact to finish off the quarter. They don't get a flashy buzzer beater, but they get hopefully 2 easy points now. We'll see here.
Well, they knew, too. You attack. Missed the first, but you attack. You get hit. You create contact. They were going to go to the line anyway because it was the – oh, no, that was only the 4th foul on Mount A, so even better. Oh, back rim's the second. Are they going to cause a tie-up? They are. They're going to wave it off. So first quarter break, 2015, Mounties over a plucky and fighting Seawolves team. Always like to see a close game in here in this gym. We've had some tight, exciting finishes in this gym. It's been hard on my voice, fans. This doesn't normally sound like me. I'm back from the Dairytown Classic in Sussex, where I did 16 games in 3 days. So that's why I sound like, I don't know, I've got the world's worst cold. I don't, actually. So, Joe, you're not in danger of going back to your off-campus house
No,
with some strange disease, I promise.
Your voice is usually so buttery and smooth. We'll be looking forward to the next game. But, I mean, it's hard not to get excited about this Mounties team. They are looking really great out there. But, like you said, a chippy and sort of sporadic almost Seawolves team, keeping them just out of that comfort zone.
They're playing at a pace. They had that press going against the Mounties that wasn't terribly effective against the Mounties offensively, but they want to. It's part of the overall strategy to play at a pace. So let's move things along. Let's play. Let's make sure it's end to end. They feel like that end to end. I don't feel like they can stay with the Mounties at this pace, but it seems to be that it's working so far, right? And if you've got you're 0-11, let's try some things. Let's play at a pace. Maybe they're looking. Look, we probably won't be able to stay with the Mounties at this pace, but if we have a hot shooting day, maybe plus. They're maybe setting up this is the way we want to play the next 2-3 years as you guys mature and get more physically ready for the league, and you know what I mean. Then, when we're at our best in a year or two, once we build, this is the pace we want to play at then, and we feel like that's setting us up for success.
Exactly. Create a foundation of high-intensity basketball. Get out on the court, and like you said, let's just start trying some things. They had a bit of struggles to start the first half of this season. Let's get out there on the court, see who's hot, who's shooting tonight, who is out there able to take control of this offense, and if they can stay strong on defense, create a good foundation, then like we said, going into the second quarter with only a 4-point deficit.
And one thing about these UNBSJ programs, they've struggled to put together wins the last couple of years to be consistent in the league. They've got really, really good coaching staffs. The guys team and the girls team. As a three, bang, goes in for Lauren Furlong. She has been hot of late, and it continues in this gym. This gym's the Lauren Furlong Gymnasium the last few games. Her hot shooting from distance, 7-point lead. But, yeah, the coaching staffs of both these teams for SJ, no slouches. So if they can keep these talented kids together, there's no question they're going to improve over the next couple of years. Nice hustle in the corner there by Cripps, keeping it alive, but Mumford comes out with it. Hit ahead pass to Janes. Janes, little floater, and good. Tori Janes.
Tori Janes coming off a great game against the Tommies, 6 steals on the court. Fantastic defensive performance.
Well, that's what she gives you. She gives you that, and she gives you consistent offense. 5 years of it from Tori Janes, 4 years of it from her, the wily vet. And she's still effective off the bounce, as always. She runs the screen and roll as good as anybody in the. Oh, that's pretty pass, big to big. Mumford. And going to the line for 2 free throws is going to be Isabella Jones, who hasn't gotten a lot of time lately. She's been one of the ones going kind of rotating out, being one of those 3 people sitting, but with some injuries, she's in the game, and you're going to see she's solid. She's a player that can be effective for the Mounties. That was a really nice cut, and Mumford found her. And I love the game of Jillian Mumford. Her dad, I no doubt, is listening out in Calgary. He listens to every game. Hello again, Jerry, out there in Calgary. But his daughter, love it. Love her game. She's one of those people, one of those players that does what you need them to do. If that game is okay, we need to clean the boards, she's going to get you 10 boards. If that game is, well, we need some offense from our big people, she'll give you 15 points. Case in point there, solid D, just riding Henderson right out of bounds. Oh, nice little drop off from Janes. A little bit late, so not able to gather and finish was Jones, but she was running that lane. Exactly what you need her to do. They're going to run this little curl play for Furlong. She's going to catch and shoot. Little wide left this time. Rebound from Lexi Howerluck, having herself a first half for the Seawolves. Oh, just a little
bit of a miscommunication there.
Yeah, you hate those. That's an error. That's a physical error, though. You can live with that. The mental ones, you want to get on them, but little low for Kate Griffin there.
But we see that when the Seawolves do make those passes successfully, they do have a great offensive game. They can make some jump shots. They can get to the line. You know what I mean? So it's all about just setting up those plays initially.
It's the rookie mistakes. It's the young people mistakes, right? And Mount A doesn't have a lot They don't have a lot of youth. Oh, my goodness. See? Isabella Jones, offensive rebound, creates some contact. Kiss it off the glass for 2. Alexander going to check back in. Along with Simard momentarily. Howerlich misses along the baseline. Mumford another rebound. Janes can push the pace again. 12-point lead all of a sudden for Mount A. Oh, nicely done. Jones can't get it to go. Out off of Henderson out of bounds. But you see the game of Isabella Jones. Barely got any minutes the last few games. She did. Those were really good minutes. You saw she's an intelligent player. She moved without the ball really well, got into the open spaces. Janes found her, missed a couple, made a couple. That's
Very
how it goes.
athletic.
But athletic as well, yeah, ran the floor really well.
And only second year, still young, got a lot of years left. Can
Absolutely.
only improve on this Mountie squad.
And love the tats.
Oh, come
love
on.
the tats.
Come on.
Alexander, she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. And listen, Daniel Alexander, Joe, is somebody that Mountie fans are going to love watching the next 4 years. Only a freshman, already extremely above average, well above average defensively, well above average moving without the ball. When she catches it, she's still a little rushed. Her offensive game isn't fully developed yet. When it gets there, forget about it. She is going to be a dominant force in the CCAA, and very soon, probably next year.
And that comes with time, like you mentioned. Only a young player. You kind of get in your groove, slow the game, and let it come to you. It does wonders for you on the offensive end and the defensive end, remaining poised and keeping tight pressure on the defensive end.
And Henderson into the lane, missed a lefty shot, but she fought for it. Won another opportunity for her team. She's going to go off the screen. Now it's going to be popping out is Keely Black. Coming around to Hannah Grossman. She can shoot it. The 5th-year player from Riverview. Oh, up ahead. Look at that pass. And finish. Pretty. Tori Janes.
Staying one step ahead. Quick outlet passes. Here we see the Seawolves doing the same thing.
And taking a charge is... Oh, nicely done. Tori Janes. So intelligent on both ends of the floor. The pass at one end. Dropping a dime to Furlong. I thought the Super Bowl was next week, Joe.
Oh,
that looked like Mahomes
this feels like the Super
Kelsey.
Bowl.
So Seawolves now doubled up by the Mounties, 32-16. Out of nowhere, just exploding here are the Mounties. Oh, good feed, good try there. That's what I'm talking about, Alexander, just a little bit rushed.
But still sees that, has that court vision.
Absolutely, just a year from now, you'll see she'll pound that ball once, get a better angle, and then hit Furlong.
For sure.
But she knows where she's supposed to go with it. She's just a little bit rushed still. First-year player from Woodstock, my mommy's hometown. Loves hearing about the success.
The bustling urban center.
Absolutely.
Love it, Dan.
Joe, don't make fun of Woodstock.
No,
They'll come at you.
It's all admiration, I'll tell you. And we're seeing there seems to be a great shot opportunity, but still there seems to be a little bit of lapse in their offensive game. It looks like in the transition they're able to sometimes beat the Mounties with some outlet passes, but it looks like they're not getting great shot production when they're set up on defense.
Those were all difficult shots there by SJ. You're absolutely right. They don't get the good looks, the easy looks that they get on transition, which is natural. Moving in, nice look from Janes to Simard. She's going to go hard. Not there, but she's going to go to the line for 2. Caitlin Simard. And again, a second-year player. You see, Joe, veteran squad, ready to win now, but also second-year players, first-year players contributing all over the court. They're set up well for the future as well. Speaking of future, we'll get into this more in the guys' game, but I'm too excited. I got to get it out now.
Let's do it.
Mounties selected as hosts for the 2023-2024 Men's Nationals. Another committee I got to sit on. But, Joe, maybe you and I, a year from now, doing the Men's Nationals here. What do you think?
Oh, man, sign me up
All right,
now.
You ready for it?
I'm ready to ink that contract. And it's great having tournaments like that at the home of the Mounties, new gym. It just helps create an increased environment for the love of the game of basketball, having players from all.
Oh, and banking in a 3 is Henderson there. But you're right. Yeah, it does wonders for the community of Sackville, the school,
Of course.
the province, the game of basketball in the area, the whole 9 yards. You get an event like that, blow it out like the Mounties will do. Oh, nice block inside by Grossman. Philbrick had it looked like an easy one. Rejected. Henderson on the run with the lefty hook. Doesn't go. But you like that aggression though, again from the Seawolves. Shea and the early star back in, Reese Nowlin. But you see, she got off to such a stellar start, not back on the floor because she's still working back from that knee injury a little bit.
And when she is on the floor, the impact is always great. But you don't want to have her on the floor too much, especially in a comfortable lead that the Mounties have now, 34-19 with 4:50 left.
Yeah, you want her cooking when the playoffs come around. The
playoffs,
exactly a month from now, the playoff weekend. So Mounties fighting for it's tight at the top of the women's standings. We got really four really good teams. Two at the very bottom of the standings, kind of struggling for wins, and UNBSJ and Crandall. And King's College kind of, won 3 of their last 5, I think, and they're, playing a little bit better. So they, not a lot of. I was thinking it'd be pretty clear for the top 4 teams, and it still is. But if I'm hanging around 3 and 4, I'm trying to get up to 2. I want to avoid that extra pretty good game against King's College. You'd still figure, if you finish 4th, you're gonna be in good shape, but you want to avoid that one. You want to, if you're 2nd, 3rd, you can avoid that extra game in theory where you have to play everybody. Maybe you get the bottom of the standings where you can play that extra one game where you can rest people in theory. Again, nicely done by SJ out of the timeout. Grossman to Henderson, but she just couldn't finish. Greater X on the run. There's Simard. Caitlin Simard lays it in through some contact. Lead back to 17 for the Mounties. Prakash. A little bit fumble there and a turnover again. You're right, Joe, against the set defense. And I think what they're missing is, not that they don't have a solid point guard, SJ, but they could use a couple of more whose primary job is ball handler, to get them into their stuff. Because they got athletes and they got playmakers, but that initial thrust of get us into our offense, set us up, the quarterback, they don't really have that. And one of those first or second year players might develop into that, but they don't have that right now.
Exactly, Dave. Things like that comes with time for a young team like SJ. They have the IQ, the talent, that's not even a question. But it's just about growing into a dominant sort of role, keeping that court vision open and just making the smart plays, letting the game come to you.
Yep. And so SJ now stuck 17, about to go under 4 minutes here. First half. Henderson. McKenzie off the bounce. Finds Grossman. Grossman hasn't got one to go yet. Now she's still 0 for on the board. Not like Grossman. She's usually hitting 2 or 3 of those. You leave her wide open. I'm talking her up because she's from my high school too, Joe. Riverview High, baby. On the lefty finish. One on the right, one on the left for Miss Philbrick. Little ambidextrous from Megan. Oh, Bailey, wide open from 3. That's a good shot. Back rimmed it, but that's a good shot. It's one you got to take.
Oh, yeah. Greater X, just pushing the pace like she always does.
Yep. Philbrick. Doesn't want it, gets it back out. There's Nowlin. And that 3 wasn't there for Mitchell. Pushing back, the pace is McKenzie. Henderson into the corner, short on that 3. It was Black, but another offensive possession here for SJ as Prakash pulls it back out. Grossman goes all the way over to Keeler. Oh, nice cut by Grossman. Just can't catch it clean.
Great pass, though. Great vision seeing that from the corner.
Black with a nice feed. Henderson going to check out. Smith back in. And Cripps back in. Amelia Mitchell checks back out. And that's Alexander back in for the Mounties. Tough to keep up with the subs and the Mounties. Shea also back in. Oh, against the shot clock, didn't realize it. That's a little bit on your bench. Your bench has got to wake you up to that. Sometimes you're on the floor, you don't realize how much is left. The bench has got to let you know. Nowlin, nobody Gardner. She's just going to keep going. Pull up, not there. Chasing her own rebound, but secured by Grossman. Pushing now is Black. Oh, just, you see what I mean? That pushing the pace. Lot of athletes, Black. A lot of speed there down the lane. Just that finishing one pass to get them that shot opportunity. Just that finishing touch just isn't quite there yet. The decision making.
Even setting them up just to get some contact under the rim, get to the line, shoot 2 easy buckets. They have that energy and they have that athleticism, like you mentioned, Dave. It's just, you know, that cherry on top. It's
the
just
decision making, that final decision. You have players that make 3-4 good decisions. You still got to make that 5th one that gets you the easy shot, right? And they just don't have that finishing touch on them. But that's decision making is what comes with
maturity.
With maturity and age, absolutely. Long 3 there from Philbrick. Rebounded by Alexander. Jump ball back to the Seawolves. When Alexander gets 2 hands on it, the best you can hope for is a tie-up, because she ain't giving up possession once those mitts get on it. McKenzie behind the back. Greatorex keeping her in front. Howerluck had a good stretch there in the first quarter. On the drive now, Cripps creates the contact. 2 shots, almost got it to go. Coming back in here momentarily will be Jillian Mumford. Philbrick back out. The great thing too about these Mounties is they play all these players. You will not hear a single one of them complain about playing time. Seriously, if you're a player, you're Tori James, you've been in this league for 4 years, you're an all-star level player. Me, I'm thinking I should be playing 35 minutes a game. Yeah. She doesn't. Nobody plays 30 minutes a game. I mean, maybe in a big game, maybe the league final, you might see, you know, somebody like Greatorex or, you know, a couple of those starters might approach 30 minutes. But even then, probably not, because that's how he plays. That's how coach plays. He gets as many good players as he can, and he shuffles them in and out, keeps them fresh. They know their role, and you'll never hear any of them complain, and they are tight as a group as well.
Exactly. It's all about creating that winning culture and trusting your coaching staff, trusting a larger perspective than your specific playing style. And, I mean, that's what's put them on the road to winning the last 7 straight. And if they can keep this intensity up, they can make that 8.
Yeah, 100%. Good patience there. Beat the press, but, Greatorex on the attack. Oh, my goodness. When she is aggressive offensively, Joe, as well as giving what she does on the defensive end of the floor,
have mercy.
They go up even another level. So Maddie, if you can keep her aggressive, she's almost too deferential on the offensive end. Great defense there. Good stuff by Furlong. You saw her almost fly underneath the basket there, taking a little push off, little chicken wing. Could have been called an offensive foul, but wasn't. But that's just something, even when like that type of pressure, it speeds a young team up, right? A veteran team, okay, they're playing at that pace, they get it over half, they back it out, they get into their stuff. St. John, a little bit too much, that's where their turnovers come from. Even when they beat the press, they're sped up, right, in their minds, and then things are working too quick. And the decision making is hindered when that's the case.
And it's good to have that fast-paced play, but again, the decision making, gotta know when and where to input that.
Oh, and almost a 30-second violation. Good drive there by Emma Roberts, just came up short. Mount Elm again, just those careless ones for the Seawolves that killed them. That was completely unforced. Timeout Seawolves, timeout Mounties here. 25 seconds left. They can effectively hold for the final shot.
Yeah, and the Seawolves will no doubt address sort of that miscommunication, especially in transition, controlling the speed of the game. They are playing some great offense. They've let the lead slip a little. They're now down 19. We saw at the end of this first quarter in this game, they were keeping the energy up, but it looks like Mounties definitely adjusted to that, and they've scored they've outscored the Seawolves by, I believe, what, 15 or something
Yeah,
like that
in
in
this
this quarter.
quarter.
So
Yeah.
they've definitely picked up the pace. They've gotten back in the driver's seat, but
Yep.
lots of basketball still to play. The Seawolves can scrape themselves back into this game, but again, it's like we mentioned, Dave, all about controlling that pace in both a transition defense situation and against a set defense.
Yeah, and that's the difference, right? So push it against, pushing. They got some Mount A misses there towards the end of that first quarter, early second. Got a lot of Mount A misses. Got out in transition. Got some good shot opportunities. Howard got hot there for a bit. It's just all about the consistency to play that same way for 40 minutes, take care of the ball. They're not there yet, but like I say, young team. We've talked about it. That's their goal, to get to that point as a group, as a cohesive group, keeping those players together, that group together, will go a long way. So Mount A, 25.5. They can effectively hold for the final shot. Greater X now. Looks like she's going to, she's going to try to play a little catch here with Furlong maybe. Waste some time. Get down to 10 or 11. That's when you just usually decide to go. And Cripps out there. That's a tough one. That's going to put Greater X on the line. Coach Steph, though, hopping up and clapping. They like that. It's kind of bad timing, but also with a young team, you don't mind that. It's not a good foul by any means because it puts Greater X on the line. Misses the first one, but at the same time, you're out there fighting. You're trying to make it hot, trying to make it hard for them. They've got a plan, obviously, a play design to run the last 9. Starting to get that, trying to disrupt, right? At least it's an effort thing and not a passive thing, not a mental error.
Oh, and both teams got some dogs. I mean, we got a high energy fight out here. It's all about just controlling that energy. I think is where the struggle comes from for St. John, and what Mount A is sort of a bit more refined in.
Not even going to get one off. Oh, they do, but it's going to come up way short. The Seawolves going to go to halftime. Stuck 20 here against the surging Mount Allison Mounties ladies team. Win it, like you said, 7 in a row. Looks like it's about to go 8, but the Seawolves, they got a whole half. We'll see it back here in 14:50. And hello, friends. Welcome back for the second half of the first game of the day here, the doubleheader. Mounties, Seawolves. Dave Tingley, Joe Hubley joining you here. The new team from the home of the Mounties here, Sackville, New Brunswick on ACAA.tv. Thanks, fans. 20-point lead for the Mounties. Maddie Greatorex. Quick start, no. Back rim for Furlong. Good shot, rebounded by Greatorex. She's a menace on the glass along with everything else. Ripping it out of there is Janes, finally. Get it to Mumford. Baseline move. Back to Mumford for three. A little bit short, but a rebound there. Nowlin. So now they're going to stop just a little bit late on the reset there. Off the miss. So fans on a rebound, on an offensive rebound, it gets reset to 14 seconds in college. Mumford going to work down there, reaching from Grossman. Yeah, I was going to say that's got to be a foul. She's going to go to the line for two. So look at the first half stats. The thing that stuck out to me, Joe, Mounties bench 24, UNBSJ 21. Outscoring the entire Seawolves roster was the Mounties bench, led by Caitlin Samard with her 9 points, Isabella Jones with her 6, and then Danielle and Megan with 4 each. But yeah, the starters, not a lot of scoring for the Mounties starters. They don't need it. They can go to that bench and get scoring.
Exactly. Like we kind of mentioned through the first half, Mounties coaching staff very quick with the substitutions, always having somebody on deck. And so it's great to have that depth to call on at any time in your game. And as we can see here, it's made a great difference in this game offensively.
And the only scoreless starter for Mount A in the first half was Jillian Mumford, and then she just got off the schneid right there with those 2 free throws. So, but again, Mumford hitting the boards defensively in the first half, her normal self. Long 3 missed there, and Mount A attacks back with Janes. Janes makes the right pass, not sure why. Furlong passed up the wide open 3. Mumford blocked inside, a big one there from Kate Griffin. Mumford not easy to send her shot back, but Griffin, those long arms, did so. Black wheels and deals to Griffin. Handoff. Bailey Henderson, she's going to try to get to the glass. Can't get around Janes. Wild left-handed shot. Good defense there from Tori Janes. Back come the Mounties. Greatorex surveys the landscape, pulls it back. She's going to look at Mumford. No, she's going to do a little dribble handoff action here. That one's going to go up from Furlong. Long, but guess who? Mumford again, and one. Jillian Mumford.
Great job. Feed into that contact and get some easy shots at the line.
She's absolutely the best. The thing that best thing you can say about a basketball player is that they are an absolute annoyance to play against. And Jillian Mumford is an annoyance.
That is got a couple of them,
right? You love those players on your team. You hate them if you're not. Oh, nice move by Furlong. Just can't get it to go. And then she, frustration foul, smacks Kate Griffin on the way by. I get that instinct. You miss a right-handed layup, and you're like, come on. So,
like the intensity.
Yes. But the instinct, you got to fight that instinct. Yeah, it's going to be a foul. Yeah. Good call. James, a little bit too physical on the sideline there with McKenzie. So, leading scorers in the first half for Mount, like we say, it was Caitlin Samard. 7 from Nice Nowlin. Got them cooking early, their first 7. Got them off to a good start.
Steal.
Another steal, her second pickpocket of the day. She waits for Mumford to fill the lane, and one again. Jillian Mumford. What contact? Don't feel it, just finish.
Doing wonders in that post, and a great feed. All started from that fantastic defensive play from Reese Nowlin.
But the patience from Nowlin too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Got to the foul line, shot fake, waited that extra second for Mumford to get there.
Controlling that energy, making the smart plays.
Oh, and another rebound for Greatorex. Telling you, Maddie, only 3 points in the first half from Maddie Greatorex, but how about, can I interest you in 5 rebounds and 4 assists?
Yes, you could, Dave. Yes, you could.
And now 2 more rebounds, up to 7 already in the game. That's Maddie, though, putting her imprint on the game everywhere. Leading scores for SJ Was Hauerluck there with her explosion there in the second quarter, those quick 6 that she got. And Jenny Cripps with 5. But yeah, the starters, only 4 points in the first half from their starters. They need more from those players. Smith, wheeling and dealing against Mumford, says no. Big third quarter from Jill, continues. Greater X on the push. Janes patiently waiting for the best shot. Greater X gonna rip it and go baseline. Nice 1-2. Janes on the attack. The patience from the Mounties. Good shot. Just back rimmed it. Rebound there by McKenzie. Little handoff. Cripps. Nothing there. Another steal. Nowlin, her third. Greater X having to fight for it at half court. She does. Over to Nowlin. Nowlin aggressive again. Setting up Janes. Back to Mumford. Inside. Miss. Rebound Mumford, of course. Out to Greater X. Janes going to attack again. Oh, the sidestep with the left hand. That one next year is going to go in, Joe, when the rims loosen up.
I believe it.
That one's going to go down.
Break them in a little bit. I believe it.
McKenzie now spinning into the lane. Great defense there by Furlong. Good pass from Furlong. Good catch. What? How was that? I
believe it was a charge
the
over
less
play.
said
Charge
about
over
that
play.
one, the better, I think. I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna make a note of the time. I'm gonna go back and watch that one. I don't know how a player gets an offensive foul while catching a pass, but all right.
What you can't say, Dave, is that the Mounties have come out on this second half and really have not been afraid to welcome in that contact in the post. It's been very admirable.
There. It's been a tremendous start, but that is beautiful. The 3 from McKenzie off the feed from Cripps.
Breaking in the scoring for the Seawolves in the second half.
Yes. Mumford, oh, that is beautiful.
Great pass.
That is a set play the Mounties do incredibly well. The other big pops up from a horn set, receives it from the point guard, knows that their partner up front is going to be cutting towards the basket. Beautiful feed there that time from Alexander. Mumford came up from halftime, looked at the score sheet and said, I'm the only one that hasn't scored yet. Forget this noise.
Better turn on the heat.
Yes.
She's been fantastic.
Grossman sneaks inside. She takes the hit from Mumford, and she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So, whew, furious action to start this third, Joe.
Furious action, lots and lots of
over
energy,
here.
and they don't even really need it, but they're not afraid to get down and get dirty in the second half.
Pushing the pace. Grossman misses the first. So it's Alexander and Mumford and Greater X and Furlong and Simard now onto the floor. And just as I say that, Mumford checks out. And Philbrick checks in. Philbrick had a solid first half as well. Off the bench. 4 points, couple rebounds. Philbrick. Greater X now. Beating that pressure all by herself. Finding Simard on the run. Simard finds Alexander for the easy lay-in. The Mounties, athletes getting out and running. Loving this pace. Again, they've doubled up the Seawolves and more, 51-25. 3 comes up short there from Grossman. She's gonna sub out.
I mean, the pace and energy
back in. Oh yeah.
On defense, it's just it's crazy to watch.
It's tough
I'm tuckered already.
Tough for SJ. I know. Well, I couldn't play at this. I couldn't play. I'm not good enough to play defense at this level. They're better than me. I don't understand it. So Prikash comes back in. I respect Grossman. I think she knew she was getting subbed out. It's like I'm getting one up before I get out of the game. I respect that.
Sure.
You always knew I was going to shoot if I saw my sub coming in for me. Right at the buzzer. Simard, smart, puts it on the deck, takes a hit. She's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So Simard, she had She was the leading scorer in the first with 9. 2 for 2 at the line. Make that 11, double figures for Simard. Her good play continues.
And that's where the Seawolves struggles start right there, just entering into that press.
Yep.
It looks like they haven't quite found the key to that yet in the second half.
Oh, nice move. Inside and good for Jalen Power. Another second-year player from York PEI. New onto the floor for SJ. But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's about that. Somebody settling into that role, either finding somebody else new to the team or finding some of those young guards to settle into that role of being that primary ball handler.
Patience,
nice move.
patience.
Tori Janes, a shot fake in the 2. But finding somebody to take the reins and be that #1 ball handler that won't turn the ball over, get them into their offense. Pray cash. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's not an intelligent play going 1-on-3. Got to move that ball, get it back. If you're going to attack like that, it's got to be off. Move the ball, 2-3 passes, get it back. That was a nice steal by Cripps. She's got some speed all the way to finish.
And nothing can be said. Hitting a layup like that at full speed, one of the scariest plays in basketball. When
Absolutely.
you are running, you need to make that layup.
Oh, we've got a problem here with our PA. He went down in a heap over there. Hopefully he's all right, and he is. He's popping back up. He's a game day player, our PA guy. Another lay-in at the end for Cripps. Goodness, our PA guy. He's good. He popped right back up.
He's tough.
Game day player, our PA guy.
Hey, he stops for nobody.
Philbrick turns and gets a block. Nice defense there by Power. She's done some good stuff since she came in. Prekash. Nice defense by Alexander, cutting her off. Cripps looks inside for Power. That was too high. It's going to stay, though. It's tipped by Philbrick. Going to stay with the Seawolves. There, that's a much better chair for our boy. That's a much better chair for our boy. PA man back on the mic. Doesn't miss a beat. Oh boy.
Looking for help.
Yeah, that was a good pass. That was a tough one. Three seconds now on the shot clock. Got to get one up. They do just in time. No, a little bit late.
Got to keep moving. Got to keep moving. The Seawolves got to create some opportunities off ball.
Yeah, it's all, you're 100% right. It's away from the ball, moving without the ball, creating some more opportunities, and it is. But it's also the Mounties. Once SJ gets on one side, they're not allowing ball reversal, and so that is so key to any good offense. Getting the ball into one side and then reverse. Wide open 3 for Shea. In and out. Greater X, another rebound. Another rebound for Philbrick, up and in for 2. Maddie Greaterex just wrecking people on the glass today. Yeah, it's going to be a reach in, yep. Maddie's going to get 2 or 3 of those a game just from playing with such intensity defensively on the ball. She takes it as a sign of disrespect if you beat her off the bounce.
She doesn't let it happen too often.
Maddie doesn't allow it. It's like, you beat me off the bat. What? That's not going to happen a second time. 1 for 2 at the line. 25-point game now and a very fast-moving third period. We're almost done, Joe. 1:53 on the clock. These teams just going back and forth.
Back and forth.
Another open 3 for Samar. That one side rim. Philbrick kept it alive. Now they're going to get a tie-up. Staying with the Mounties. That's another thing. It's just that other weapon in their arsenal. They got so many bigs that are so active that just keep plays alive, get their hand on balls. Alexander always trying to tip it up to herself. And so many plays kept alive by the Mounties, causing more tie-ups, more offensive possessions.
It's fantastic, and they've been controlling the boards even in their offensive zone for a lot of the game, which has really helped their spark. And we have great rebounders on the Mounties, and even if they don't secure that rebound right off the shot, like you said, they're tying up, they're poking around, and they're staying active on those missed shots, and that's a big key to their success.
Yeah, 100%. Because right now, I mean, there's a lot of talk about next-gen stats lately about, being too much of a stat head. You know, the old schoolers like, you know, throw the stats out the window, but oh, nice move by Power. Looked like that was a clean block from Mitchell. Must have got part of the arm. But one of these stats that has been talked about a lot in basketball till the last few years is purely the number of shot attempts per game.
Right.
If your shot attempts per game are a lot higher than the other team, chances are you've won that game. And it's, you know, people could, well, you know, a lot of shots, that could be a lot of missed shots. True. But by and large, if you look at wins and losses, they correspond with shot attempts per game. That means you're turning the other team over. That means you're getting offensive boards. You know, that means all kinds of things, right? You're playing at a really good pace, right? And that is key. In this game, Mount A's shot attempts far exceed SJ's right now.
Of course, sure. And their field goal percentage on the season is something around, I think, 40%, right in around there. So you can tell that the Mounties are taking smart shots. They're controlling that energy in the offensive zone. The Seawolves are getting some great shot opportunities up too, but again, it's just sort of finding the smartest, you know, refining their shot selection a little bit and creating more opportunities.
Yeah, and you've seen what a player like Tori Janes, having her at the point, and Maddie Ritt can do. You know, they push the pace when it's there, but when it's not the best shot, they pull it back out, they wait, you know what I mean? So there's just that added level of pushing smart, pushing intelligently the pace, and also having that awareness to, you know, when to hang back, when to wait for that better shot, right?
And when there's no shot available, get into the post, get some contact, you know, Jillian Mumford or any of our forwards, get into the post, you know, get chippy and get some easy shots at the charity stripe.
Yep, absolutely. So 1 for 2 at the line there. That was Jones. Back onto the floor, Isabella Jones, along with Amelia Mitchell. Oh, and Coach Chase blocked my view there. All I saw was a whistle go up. So, yep, absolutely. Back to the line is Lexi Howerluck. Actually, her first trip to the line tonight for Howerluck. She had that little burst there in that second quarter where it looked like she was going to go off. And then Mount A just 6 is bothering us. I think we'll have to put somebody else on her, and that changed things. But no, Howerluck had that little burst, and she's one of these young and talented players.
And she's been great off ball too for the for St. John. Setting screens, you know, playing off ball, always moving, making some good inbound passes as well. It's these little things that aren't flashy, but they work.
Oh, looks like an injury. She went down in a heap there. It looked like there was some contact. And of course, Reese Nowlin grabbing at her legs. She hurt one knee earlier in the season. She's grabbing the other one. Don't tell me.
And she's been playing high intensity all game, you know, under that post. Looks like maybe a bit of distress in that right leg.
Yeah, she's not bending it right now. She's holding it. Well, maybe is it hamstring maybe? I hope it is. That's a much better quote-unquote injury than a knee. But you don't want to see Reese Nowlin going down again if you're a Mount A fan.
And she was a great piece, especially early on in this game. Like we mentioned, the first 7 points from the Mounties coming off of
3 steals.
Oh, 3 steals on both ends of the floor. Yeah, she's nursing that left leg, but
yeah, she looks
not
like
afraid.
She's in pain too. That doesn't look good. Come on, Reese Nowlin's luck. Look at you can see the pain in her face, Joe. Like that's not minor.
No, it looks like she's struggling to even put a bit of weight on that. Could be just a cramp, could be just a sprain or a twist or something, but we're hoping for something minor.
Let's hope so, yeah. Yeah, by me saying not minor, it means it's going to affect the rest of her game today at least. That's a good sign.
Walk in, put some weight on it.
She's flexing it and putting some weight on it. Maybe, you know, you're right. This could be kind of a, like, I've seen sprains of knee ligaments and stuff be really painful in the moment, and then you know they come back and it's a sprain and you're out for a couple weeks. But I mean, she's in a lot of pain. That doesn't look good. So
very, very tough, and we're just hoping it's something not chronic that will affect her later on.
Keep a thought for Ms. Nowlin out there in Mountie Land fans as she shuffles by us. It's tough on their teammates, too. She's a very popular teammate. They love her. They've already seen her go through it where she thought her season was lost for one knee. And now that's just it's dejected. You can tell her teammates are for her. So they got to keep going in this game, lift their spirits back up. And they know Reese is tough, and Reese is going to cheer for them. Reese is going to want them to stop thinking about her, but nicely done there by Howerlook. Bring the lead back to 20 with a 3 from the wing. Now Mounties, Greatorex using that screen from Furlong. Back to Furlong, open 3, no answer back. Rebound by Howerlook. Seawolves now, one more chance to bring this lead down a little bit before the third quarter break. Wheeling and dealing is Prakaj, follows her, miss with another rebound. Now it's going to be against the clock. Nice D there from Shea. She forces the miss there from Maddie Baker as the buzzer goes. Mount A, they're going to go to the break up 20. So a little sour taste in their mouths as a injury here to Reese now as the third quarter break approaches, but certainly their thoughts got to be, let's finish the game, let's worry about Reese after. So
exactly. Always checking up on you can see the players checking up on their teammate, but it's important, and we've mentioned this before, Dave, it's a mental game as much as anything. It's important to stay level-headed in this situation. Let's close out this game. Of course, thoughts are with their teammates, but it's important to just remain poised. Coming into this fourth quarter with a 20-point lead, Seawolves, of course, have the opportunity to chip away at that lead, even brush close with getting in the driver's seat of this game, but they're really going to have to make some smart plays, control the pace both in transition and against a set defense and against a very tough full-court press from a very talented Mounties defense.
You got her. So the out-of-town scoreboard, Joe. We got to go to the out-of-town scoreboard.
That's what it is.
Okay, we don't have a sponsor for this yet.
We're still working on the logistics.
I've been hunting for sponsors. You know, the Coca-Cola out-of-town scoreboard. By the way, we don't endorse Coke. Pepsi's fine too.
We love it all.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to do that or not.
More of a ginger ale guy.
Anyway, in a big game outside of this gymnasium, the Mount atop the standings. A visit from the Holland Hurricanes, another previously nationally ranked team. Everybody's nationally ranked in the top 4 over here. They just exchange wins and losses. One team sneaks in the national rankings. That's how these teams go. But they got a 10-point lead at halftime over the Holland Hurricanes to the Mount St. Vincent Mystics. So Reese getting worked on here to the table next to us.
Very careful, very talented Mounties training staff.
Yeah, the Mounties training staff, ever since I've been here, that is one thing that hasn't changed. The Mounties training staff has always been top-notch. No change now. They are handling things with Reese very well here, doing all the tests. Nice feed inside. Well done from Furlong to Mitchell. So even these 5th and 6th bigs for Mount A, they move so well without the ball. They know, and all these guards know exactly where they're going to be because they're all so intelligent moving without the ball. And Mitchell just knew right where to go to get that feed from Furlong.
A lot of it comes down to communication, too. Just, again, like you said, knowing where the players are going to be, trusting your teammates, and making the right passes at the right times.
And Mitchell, 2 for 2 at the line. Lead up right up to 22 for the Mounties. Shea watching Baker. Hand off to Howerlook. Mitchell now. Guarding Howerlook. How about these bigs from Mount A? And as with the steal from Furlong, she's going to go to the line for 2. She gets hit from behind, but you notice, Joe, where that steal came from? They had a big-to-big, a screen roll action there, and Mitchell had to switch on to a guard, Howerlook, and cut her off, slid with her, didn't get beat, and then Howerlook had to get rid of it under pressure. Cross-court pass picked off, so these bigs can switch on to smaller guards and defend them in space. from 1 through 6, and that's huge for the Mounties.
And it allows, so much trust in your teammates on the defensive end. We just talked about trust in the offensive end. On the defensive end, knowing that you can switch and be comfortable with your teammate to guarding Hauerlich, who's been great in pace and shooting in this game. It works wonders. It does so much for you as a team on both ends of the floor.
And it's not a team rule. Like, they don't switch as a rule. They leave it up to, at least from I'd have to talk to Coach about that. I don't think I ever have, but it certainly appears to me as if it's in the moment. He trusts the girls to communicate, and a miss there, and a nice box out by Janes. Good fight from Hauerlich. Oh, Janes, her chin bounced up off the floor. Hauerlich didn't mean it. She was just working hard and trying to create another opportunity, but yeah, Janes, her chin definitely bounced off the floor.
A little shaken up, but she looks like she's
she'll
okay
shake that off. She wants one. You can tell she's seeing a couple stars there, I think. So get me out, sure, but I'm good. Greater X back in, but good hustle there from Hauerlich. Just got a little caught up, and the momentum sent the chin to the floor.
But it sends a message. Going down with that sort of authority, that sort of chippy energy.
Yeah, and look at Black out there hounding Greater X. Oh, nice back door. Shea, look like she took a hit from behind, no call. Greater X out there, cuts off Baker. Mumford with the big block on Prikash. Up ahead of the field is Mitchell. Oh, little disruption there. Good hustle from Power. And then she gets in there for the tie-up. That was well done from Jalen Power. She could have easily just given that up as a layup, but she got back there. Didn't block the shot, but footsteps on Mitchell, and she definitely altered that layup attempt from Mitchell. And then she tied it up and won the possession back for SJ. Power, and her reward is to go to the bench. Nice. Thanks, Coach. No, she did some good work in there, Power. Now Henderson back on, going against Mumford. Mumford says no can do. Baker, or pardon me, Black, over to Hauerlich. Hauerlich against Maddie. Greater X says no.
She doesn't make it easy. She doesn't make it easy down there.
I'm going to start calling her Rodman, I think, Maddie Greater X. She is just an eraser.
Showing flashes.
Kawhi, I don't know, but that's what she is. She is a...
Mix of both.
Yep. Oh, Mitchell gets over top of Prikash without fouling. That was well done by Mitchell. Nice move by Furlong, the pull-up. No good. Good box out that time by Maddie Baker. Bailey Henderson now against Shea. Good help there from Furlong. Can't recover to the shooter, but boxes are out. Well done by Furlong. 2-on-1 the other way. Mitchell finds Greater X. Can't finish. Another good challenge there. Well done from Keely Black getting back there and making it difficult on Greater X. Also, I could steal another nickname from the NBA and call her Off Night. Greater X.
Okay.
Right? Davion Mitchell.
We need to start a little list.
At Baylor, that was his nickname at Baylor,
Yes.
Off Night, because if he was guarding you, you were having an off night.
Oh, goodness.
Greater X, she's Off Night for sure.
Yeah. Ain't easy to be on against her.
Mumford, just an animal on the glass, is Jill. She's having herself a second half. Pretty quiet in the first half, but not so here. Oh, nice cut by Hauerlich, but knocked away from behind. Samard. Should have been a bounce pass. That would have helped out. Greater X now. Gets hit out top by Prakash. Grossman going to check back in for the Seawolves. So Mounties look like they're going to push their win streak 8, right? It's 7 right now. It's going to go to 8, Joe?
I believe so. Going to go to 8. It looks like now. Stranger things have happened, but Mounties are pretty in control of this game. It looks like they're going to put away for 8 straight.
8
Fantastic streak.
Double-figure wins for the Mounties joining. Oh, nice finish there. Samard, that's not easy in traffic. Turning that corner with speed. Greater X cutting off Cripps. Oh, that was a nice feed back door to Henderson and a good find off of that pass. Oh, good offense by SJ. Just didn't pay off with a 3 in the corner. Greatorex pull up. Floater. Bounces out. Rebound. Samard. Hustle in the corner there. Looks like it's Mount A ball to me, but that was good hustle by Howerlick again. I think it's going to stay with the Mounties anyway. Philbrick checks back in for Jillian Mumford. Philbrick's had a good second half too. Alexander in as well, so Shea. Alexander, Greatorex, Samard, and Philbrick. Shea gonna all the way over to Samard. Samard rejects the screen. Oh boy, good D here by SJ. They have to throw it up from the corner. There's Maddie. Oh, good patience. All the way to the glass, followed by Alexander. No good. Another rebound by Alexander up and in.
Board man gets paid.
She's a menace as well. Yeah, there's another NBA term we could steal for these Mounties. Only steal from the best around here, Joe.
I think we're looking at him.
Right? Alexander gets smacked. I love the intensity and the physicality that Howerlick's playing with, even though it's a 30-point game. Keep playing physical, keep playing hard. She's gonna check out here now. Back in is Smith. Every time I give somebody some dap, they get checked out. Oh no, she's gonna stay in the game. All right, not the announcer's curse. Oh, now she's out. Announcer's curse. Damn it.
You jinxed it. You
Every
jinxed
time. Kate Griffin back in along with Smith. So it's those two along with Cripps. McKenzie back in as well, and Grossman to the line, Alexander. And I would love for somebody to put together a mixed, like a sequence of Danielle Alexander's reactions to things. They are tremendous.
You can see as soon as she saw it,
She's like,
I can do better than that. I can do that.
Do a little dance, a little jig.
And you just see she sinks a second, so whatever works.
So 31-point game here, 5:41 on the clock, fourth quarter.
Yeah, timeout Seawolves, and it looks like this is sort of the last push. You know, if you guys have anything in you, let's leave it on the court right now.
Yeah,
I mean, down 31, let's just go out. And like we were saying earlier, just try things. Who's hot right now? Who's getting to their spots right now? Let's sort of focus, maybe not on this game, but let's maybe focus on what adjustments we can make for the next game.
Everything for them is about building for next year at this point. I mean, we were saying the same thing about them last year, but they had some roster turnover. They're still young. These second-year players were all first-year players last year. Most of the time, this league, small college, and the CIS are the same thing. It's not common for first and second-year players to be super impactful on their teams. Normally, those players are, not that they're not playing at all, but some of them are. Some of them are red-shirted or the 12th person on the bench, learning from the starters. St. John doesn't have that luxury. They only have one fifth-year player, one third-year player. Everybody else is a rookie or a second-year player. And coming out of COVID as well, you know, a lot of those first and second-year players, those previous 2 years in high school, didn't get a lot of reps because they weren't playing as much.
And that says nothing
Even
about
last year. Last year was impacted by COVID.
Oh, of course. And it's still, we even see some games and whatnot being impacted. But that says nothing about, you know, skill or stunted growth or anything. It's just about getting in that mindset, developing that maturity, developing that IQ to then take that and put that and apply it on the court.
You won't find a lot of teams with first and second year dominated rosters winning games in the small college league or the CIS. You just don't see it. So the key is keep them together.
For sure.
You know, get your system in place and build and build and build. And if SJ can do that, like I say, their coaching staffs on the girls and guys side both are exemplary. They've got every bit as good of a building blocks there from that perspective as any school in the league does.
Of course. It's all just about taking the time, reaching your potential, and they will do so, most definitely.
Yeah. 30-point game here now. Samard operating the point here, and Emma Roberts, the first-year player from Truro, back in. Oh, turnover there. Good hands from SJ. Pushing the pace. Griffin, she's going to pull it back out. Finds Grossman. Grossman backs out a little. Gets it knocked away by Roberts, and she causes a tie-up. I was watching the Mounties' first preseason game at Crandall University, and Emma Roberts had been on the floor and hadn't looked out of place, but hadn't done anything particularly special. And I was just talking about, there's the first-year player from Truro. Haven't seen a lot out of her today. She's played consistent minutes, but played good defense, blah blah. And and then as I was talking about her, she did the three from the wing from Samard. Her good day continues. She came down the floor. They set a pin down screen for her. She came up, caught the ball, ripped it through, went baseline. 3 players came at her, running one-hand floater from the up to the ceiling, down through in a swish. And I went, oh, okay, all right.
That's what it is.
There she is. There she is.
The skill is there, just looking for those
got
opportunities.
Some talent.
Oh, yeah.
I never made that shot in university. Not once. I don't know if that says more about me than her, but whatever.
Maybe a little bit of both.
Maybe a little bit of both. Back then, the floater wasn't employed as often.
Oh, yeah, that's your excuse.
Because I'm super old, Joe. So it wasn't employed as often. Alexander out and Jones back in. Jones has had a nice day in her minutes. Showing some stuff. Both ends of the floor. A little zone here for the Seawolves. Samard, I bet you Coach Chase loves this. A little practice against the zone, too, to end the day. Philbrick. Samard. Short on that one, but followed her shot. Well done by Samard. Now, curling around, there's Furlong. Oh, and they had the clock running down, yeah. That is, the ball hit the rim. And the Mounties coaching staff is right. They didn't reset it. You see this a lot since the advent of the 14-second shot clock, Joe. The shot clock operator has a lot more to think about than they used to. And you find the more mistakes on the bench. And not a lot. They're still solid. Here, Crandall, where I do all the games, they're very solid at the bench. But every now and then they have one of these shot clock errors. They've got more on their brain than they used to. Is it a 14? And there's more than one button. Used to be one button.
Oh, yeah.
Now there's 2.
If anything,
you might miss the button.
We got the easy job. They gotta do.
They got 2 buttons over there.
Come on.
We just gotta stand here and
I'm
talk.
just watching. Yeah, I'm just prattling on.
If I had 2 buttons, I'd make mistakes. I can't handle 2 buttons.
I don't even know if I get it right once. They got a lot to worry about there. But I mean, we see one more timeout here. Looks like this is kind of a finishing.
I think we can put this in the books. I think we can say, the old turn out the lights, the party's over. What was the old get out the salami and cheese, mama? That was the old Raptors announcer. I forget his name now. He's with the Bulls. I should know. Sorry, whoever you are. I forget your name off the top of my head.
I'm sure he's not watching.
What?
He's busy. He's a busy guy.
Of course he's watching.
He's a busy guy.
Are you crazy? So I think we can put this one in the books. So Mount A, their upcoming schedule. So February 10th. Oh, yeah, next Friday night. We're back here for a Crandall doubleheader. Oh, boy. My other team. My hometown team, college team that I do games for as well, and I love. But I'm sorry, I will not be impartial, Crandall fans. I will be very, very partial to my Mounties, I'm afraid. When I do the Crandall games for Crandall with Mount A visiting, I am very careful. Probably a little too careful.
Got 2 jerseys on.
2 jerseys on. Yeah, I love my hometown Chargers, and I love my alma mater Mounties. But next Friday night, I'll be pure alma mater. Oh, nice on a bounce play. Jones just had it blocked. Coming the other way, the Seawolves. Oh, a little strong there from Cripps. With a nice feed from Griffin. It's going to be 2 shots. Cripps is not pleased. Good job walking away there by the official. She gave him an earful. That's going to be 5 on Cripps. That was pretty comical. I love these refereeing crews that we have. We have really good refereeing crews in this league. The veteran over there, the old man, Mike Redpath, he's a good, solid referee, has been forever. He was getting an earful, didn't react a little bit, just walked away.
And it's easy sometimes in these types of
It
games.
is.
You let the emotions get the better of you, you know.
You walk away until you've had enough, then you give them a warning. If the warning doesn't work, then you give them a tee. That's what a good official does. Mike hadn't heard the magic words yet, so he didn't go to the warning. I think for me, she used the magic word, but for Mike, he's too much of a veteran to care. Backdoor, oh, that was a pretty
Great
look.
pass.
Wow. Griffin, backdoor to Smith.
Thread the needle.
Yeah, that was a good catch and finish. Not easy from Smith. Furlong, that's pretty. She can shoot the ball. Flat out. Lauren Furlong can shoot the ball. She's back next year. Oh, good defense by Smith around. Oh, man. Howrlich. Little step back. I was ready to compliment the defense there of, pardon me, Jones, Isabella Jones. And it was good, but better Oh, nice move. Philbrick pulled up a little short there on the defense from Grossman. There it is. Bang. Forget about it. Knew it was in.
You give her a little space, she makes you pay.
Forget it. She's automatic right now. Simard and Furlong have been shooting the ball so well. They're like, when you talk to people about the Mount A backcourt, that's usually the third, fourth, fifth names you get to because of the veterans that they deploy with Trail and Greater X and Janes, but those two can just shoot. Unbelievable weapons to have as your fourth and fifth guards. Just foolish. Philbrick gonna go to the line.
And great job seeing that lane, collecting the pass, just going right around the defense and getting some contact for some easy shots.
Yep. And that's one thing too that these big up front kids do for Mount A that a lot of bigs can't do. They can catch the ball in traffic on the run and make plays without turning the ball over or falling on your face. A lot of,
And it's all about mid-step, collecting that ball mid-step.
Absolutely. So big kids, men and women, a lot of time bigs, you throw it to them in the run. They always talk about don't pass bigs into trouble. Sometimes. Oh, what hustle from Howrlich. Love the way she's playing. Oh, and good hustle there too from McKenzie along the sidelines, creating a turnover. How about Howrlich this second half? Putting her body on the line.
Been everywhere too, on ball and off ball.
Yep.
Like even in the face of the scoreboard, she never let her intensity drop, even by a second. So it's very, very admirable. Great quality to have in a player.
She's going to be the leader of this team next year as well. She's the third year. Harassing Shea there on that rebound. Shea, nice work getting to Simard. Simard on the push. Not there now. Oh, she wanted to go to Jones, wasn't there. Jones gets it, 1-2 pass to the hot hand. Oh, I thought that was down for sure. Shea collects, oh, nice feed inside, good spinning, right-handed move from Amelia Mitchell. Mitchell's had some good moments today.
Great work in the post.
Made herself available, good footwork.
There's even a bit of a finger roll too.
Yeah, it looked like Abby Miller there a little bit.
Okay.
Abby popped up and gave that a hand. So down a couple of starters today. Mount A's been in control pretty much the entire game. Long three, banked in.
Bang. It's open.
It is. No pictures on the score sheet, Joe. That's going to count for three. The same way as Swish would. We're going to assume she called it. That was Griffin. Kate Griffin for three. Oh, yes, Isabella Jones.
Changing jump shots now.
The touch. 8 points. That might 8 or 10. That might be double figures for Jones today. She gets a 10 out of 10 for the tat work, like I said. Oh, nice little screen maneuver there from Howrlich, and Mitchell erases the mistake.
And it looks like they might be able to just hold this one.
Just hold this one, yeah. Might be a little bit of a overlap there. Might be a turnover. See if they play the catch at the end of the game the way the NBA players do, so they don't get assigned the turnover.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah. It's always a treat at the end of an NBA game, trying to see who will pass the ball to who at the buzzer to avoid the turnover. No sense worrying about it here, though. End of a big win for the Mounties, 82-46 the win in the books for the Mounties over the Seawolves. They go to 10-3 and move atop for a tie for the moment. The top of the standings in the ACAA with 10 wins. We'll see. Last thing we'll do while I shake hands is check that out-of-town scoreboard, fans, and we encourage you here at ACAA TV to go over and check out the game that's not done down in Halifax. Right now, it's, if I can find it, there it is, start of the fourth quarter. Mount St. Vincent, 67, Holland, 60. Fans, ACAA TV, go check that one out. Finish, you come back, you catch me and Joe for the guys' game. We'll see you back here in about 20.